What's poppin', soul? Yo, I just want to speak to you just for a moment, soul, about the end. You know, the finality. I spoke a couple of videos back about the Truman Show. Like everything starts to seem scripted, so like everything starts to be scripted. Your life starts to be a script of yesterday or years past or months past. So, and the reason why is because you're actually going back, reliving those times and time moments when you don't pay attention to awareness, because awareness is always what it's about. So it's like this world, this simulation, this is like clickbait. I said in the last video, 2 or 3 seconds, it's going on to the next thing, because the world is observative. If I need you as an attention, I need your attention span, I need your energy. So, that's what the world is created by, energy. Once a man think in himself, think inside himself, really think inside himself, he or she, it becomes, And in that time span, while you're becoming, whether it's your truth or a lie, expansion is happening, Whether you're going further down the rabbit hole of a lie soul, or whether you're finally realizing that it's just your final journey, your final step to what you have to live, because you don't want to continue to reiterate steps of your past. So, what I mean by this, I'll give you a perfect example of this. I don't deal in skin color. I don't deal in, religious. I don't deal in tradition, because those things in the past I have learned. I had to go back and see there's 2 sides to every story. So, and there's 2 sides to you. One part of yourself that you haven't lived, and the parts that longs to be let through. And awakening does that. So, by you allowing yourself to be a part of what you're experiencing, as or what you call the energy of change, because you really are the prize, you are the gift, you're the main character, you're the it, you're the Neo, you're the one. I always reiterate, without you, there's no me. You witnessing to this video, witnessing to the next video you scroll to, and to the next thing that you go to. So, because of the attention span of your mind, because the mind is all. If you get the mind, then you are, obviously you have the heart, and if you have the heart, you get beyond that. You go through yourself and to find that there's a soul, and that equates the mind to be, now just mundane, because the mind is sometimes artificial, protecting itself from what's really true. So it does what it's supposed to do, protect the observer. But at the same time, you got to know, as the observer, you will be aware of things that are not like you, so that you can't go on to continue with society. You have to see society as what it is, duality as a whole. So if you continue to keep yourself, out of your wholeness, what you call the dark night of your soul, because with human thinking, me being a skin color of an African American, and I ain't been to Africa, or what we call black, I'm not with most of the hatred, that goes on in the world, and that society, proclaims out, that African Americans and people of dark skin to be, you know what I'm saying? But if you were to see me and not knowing me, you already have in your mind now, what kind of, African American or black person I'm gonna get until the aura, or I open my mouth and start to speak to you, as soul, and if we were to all see each other as soul, but you have no control over that soul, I have no control of that soul, none of us do, your observation, your presentation, and what you want to allow into your life circle, soul, is totally up to you. You don't have to continue to deal with the things that are learned. I think creation is agreeing with me on this, what I'm saying? It's thundering like, yeah, talk what you know what I'm saying? Because that gets you out of, being hide behind whatever false. You can't say that you believe in something that you're not. When all created as to be your equality. That's something that's learned. Have to be, out of who you truly are as a determinant if you wanted to continue in expansion. So, because expansion causes you not to see, color or ideals or tradition, or things that keep you stagnated, because you're always going to continue to awaken. I'll say for brothers and for men, continue on and, loving on one another. So, there's a lot of, I see a lot of videos, shorts and memes of, men coming together, embracing one another. I love to see that. Why is that narrative not pushed out even more, on social media, on even television, no matter what the color you are, because that's what's needed most. If you want to impact the world, first impact your environment, first impact yourself, your inner world. You are the resource, because if I can keep you distracted, so I continue to say this, or I continue to preach this. If I could keep you distracted with things, things in society, such as entertainment, such as celebrity stuff, such as, the things that are fake celebrity shows, fake news, fake conversation about one another in your local towns, because it's never the truth. So, if you speak a truth that's supposed to be something that's a truth, by the time it gets around back to the person that it's supposed to be about, it's already changed like 5 or 6 times, and that's a lie. So that's why I say you continue to go deep down on that rabbit hole, whether it's the truth or the lie. Just speaking about people. So if someone come bring stuff to you about someone else, do you not know they would take something to them who they brought that to you, to somebody else, if it's your personal business or something that you call personal or interpersonal that you spoke that too? You heard that all your life. If a dog will bring a bone, he'll take one back. That's how it is in the South. You get one to give one, and so stop giving one to give one. That's how you stop it. Even though it's supposed to be, you're supposed to say, I'm talking to you just to see what you think and your observation about it, to help this person or the situation. No, that's still false reality, because it's a lie. It's a lie. You don't want that energy in you. So when you're tracking of expansion don't deal in gossip. It deals in the truth. You know what I mean? So when you're operating in something that's different than what you already know, it's okay. It's okay that you understand that you ain't a part of it. I don't have to be your author and your finisher of that. You do. So it's pretty much over for, I ain't know about that, Shantavian. I ain't know that was part of the truth too. Because society gives you the lie that you have to continue to tell yourself a lie about. Not you. Because you can't lie to yourself. When you lie to yourself, man, creation agreeing with me today, boy. It's striking. Yes. It's striking. Well, you can't lie to yourself, so, I can't lie to me, So when I'm no longer a part of, what's distractive, and that's what's pulling my energy, because society and the world pulls you away from you. Eternalness does not feel like anxiety. That's how you're in the soul. That's how what you call you're in your true spiritual, or in your true spirituality of yourself, spiritual self. It does not feel like anxiety. It's subtle. It comes. It's not going to ask permission, but it does give you a final chapter to your oldness, because, when truth comes, it can no longer, wait for the observer as it to be a truth, because it does you harm to live in something that is hurting you. So the door has to be shut, and that part of you will continue to die and live the old patterns and cycle that's not expansion and growth. So this is Shantavian Payne. It seems like I got special effects today. I got special effects. No, it's just the effect of the eternal what I know. So, and I know this to be true, what I'm saying. Don't lie to yourself from here on out, you know what I mean? This is your final chapter, It was revealed to me. This is our final hour. So, after today, after 12 p.m. tonight, the door closes, And that's a good and a bad, which ain't the good and bad, but you're going to have to know where your energy going after that. So this is Shantavian Payne, y'all. Truth is truth. I see you when I see you.